Echo. Turn off the ceiling.
Why?
I'm getting a very... Oh, hold on. Echo. Turn on the ceiling. Echo. Turn off the dining room. There, that's better. Yeah, that's better. I gotta get it.
I gotta share. I don't even know what we're talking about. Hey, howdy, hey. Share. Tweet. Share. Public. Hello, hello. I don't even know if anyone's watching.
Brighten the ceiling light. Echo. Brighten ceiling light to 100%.
I don't know if anyone's on.
I don't know.
I'm sharing. It says 2 people are watching, but I think one of them is me. Oh, yeah, people are on. Hi, hi. No, the baby is not here yet, and we don't want her here yet. She needs to cook a little longer. I'd be fine if I didn't have heartburn right now.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Look at Lisa just lounging around,
Shut up.
being lazy.
Listen, I didn't get like any sleep last night.
You didn't get any sleep last night?
Barely.
Barely. Barely. What's the haps, everybody? It's Friday. Happy Friday. Sorry for the light in here. I moved everything around, so like, light's not the best right now, but I will be working on it. You know, we're professional.
We're professional.
Well, I moved everything around because of the baby. So now
Baby.
my home theater is in the living room.
And we rearranged the living room.
And I rearranged it. So now everything is great. And
It's great.
I gotta buy a couple more things for the home theater because I was gonna make like my last big purchase before the baby comes. Because once the baby comes, I'm not gonna be able to buy this stuff. Like I could, but she will be really mad. And in the end, I really can't afford it. So Lisa said like I can do one big thing. And I was gonna get a TV, but the TV is just
Too much.
it's still just too much because the one I'm looking at is anywhere between $800 to $1,700, and that's if I want an OLED TV. You know, home theater. You want a good TV. The cheapest would probably been like $850, so it's still a little expensive. So I'm upgrading some of the music speaker stuff. You know what I mean? So like I have dual subwoofers in here, but I'm gonna get another one.
I don't think they care.
I don't think they do either, but I care. I gotta get a matching one.
We need to get the baby room ready.
That too.
That too. That's kind of the important thing.
So we're gonna go over. We're gonna start a while. We're gonna go over some of the latest theme park news between both Disney World and Universal. A lot of things keep changing pretty much on a week-to-week basis now.
Day to day.
Yeah, almost like a day-to-day thing. Things keep changing. Like, I remember I was doing a video at Universal and I was going to talk about the mask stuff. It was over, what holiday was it? Memorial Day. And literally, it just happened like 3 days before Memorial Day where masks didn't need to be worn outside, but you had to wear them inside. And then like Memorial Day comes and it's like, oh, never mind, you don't have to wear masks. So it was like constantly you have to change. You know what I mean? We'll be back July 1st, and we'll be talking about July 1st. July 1st is in our news. So, let's go over some of the latest news. This is from the week of June 6th to June 17th, because a lot has been happening in that week time frame. Lisa has a list. Let's go over the list.
I have a list.
And we're going to rapid fire these. So, Lisa, speak up so the microphone can get you.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
All right. Disney announces they are going maskless.
Finally, Disney has followed Universal. It's so surprising because usually Disney is the first to do everything and then everybody follows Disney. However, through this whole pandemic, Universal has taken the reins and has been the first to do like everything besides Busch Gardens. But Busch Gardens is kind of like a train wreck.
Busch Gardens.
I mean, not Busch Gardens, SeaWorld. I meant SeaWorld. I'm sorry, SeaWorld.
Well, I mean, they are owned by the same.
Yeah, they're all owned. But it's so weird that Universal has been the leader of the pack throughout this whole thing. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, they were the first to reopen.
Yeah, they were first to do everything.
They were the first to do everything.
Yeah, so...
They were the first to increase capacity and then limit the mask. Well, like, when it was just...
Partially.
Yeah. And then they were the first to completely lift it, and now Disney has followed suit.
Yeah, Disney is in last place.
However,
in this whole pandemic.
Because a lot of people get upset. The theme parks are saying just follow the CDC guidelines, which does state that people who are fully vaccinated can go without masks, but people who are not fully vaccinated should still be wearing masks in crowded areas or in indoor venues. However, the governor of Florida has banned Florida businesses from requiring to show proof of vaccination, which is why you're not going to see any of the theme parks down here asking or looking
for validations or anything.
Yeah, for validation of vaccination cards, because in the state of Florida they're not allowed. So yes, they are still posting, and most businesses down here are posting the same types of signs that the CDC is still recommending that those who are not vaccinated continue to wear masks, but they do not have the authority to ask for validation.
And most people...
Just because I know some people were getting upset about that when they first just started lifting some of the mask things. That's why. It's because Florida, they're not allowed to ask for validation.
And then a lot of people too, including myself, said, well, they can't really ask anyway because that goes against HIPAA law. But there's a loophole on that, because I thought it was with HIPAA as well. Apparently, we'll say COVID-19 is not a part of HIPAA. They found the loophole of pretty much saying if places are asking for validation cards, Florida not being one of them, but if they were, or if you live in a state that is asking for it, they pretty much are following the law of, like, say you have a child in school, you need to hand them over their medical records.
Well, like the vaccinations.
You know what I mean? Vaccinations and things like that. So they're following under that, which then doesn't make it a HIPAA. So it's kind of like this loophole they found.
Or to answer Kayla's question, yes, we've seen kids going mask-free. Frankly, I don't blame them. It is hot down here. And the vaccines aren't even... I think the youngest that you can be right now to get a vaccine is 12. So I don't blame the parents for letting the kids walk around mask-free in the heat.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But you do what you and your family feel comfortable. But yes, we have seen kids going mask-free. And nothing is said because, again, they can't ask for validation and require you to prove that you have been vaccinated. They are going off of the honor system. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, and to go back with Disney being finally maskless, it's maskless kind of.
Oh yeah, transportation. You still have to wear your mask.
So that's the buses, that's the
Monorail.
monorail, that's the Skyliner, anything
Ferry boat.
anything that's a transportation, you have to wear a mask. That is mandated.
But you can now go into stores without masks.
You can go on rides without masks.
But yeah, any form of transportation, you still have to.
As of
So
right
I
now.
would assume that includes the Magical Express while it's still operating.
Yes, and it's a bus. It's a Disney bus. It's a part of transportation. You must wear a mask. That is a mandated Disney rule for now. But these things are on almost like a day by day.
But I think Universal, you could go on their transportation without a mask.
I think so.
I don't know. It's not like we ever get on Florida or Universal transportation because you only need it if you're staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
But we still get on Disney ones especially when we go to Magic Kingdom because you have to.
That's like the only time we go,
Yeah.
is when we go to
Park
Magic
TTC.
Kingdom because of TTC, which is a pain. God, I hate that park. It's not the park so much. It's just to get in and get out.
Yeah, it's TTC.
Annoying. But finally, maskless. Everybody was really excited to hear about that. I was excited to hear about that. But then a lot of people have said this as well. Since Disney finally went maskless, a lot of people were saying, all right, that's good. Now increase capacity because it is getting too hard now to get into parks.
Universal has increased their capacity.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
I didn't read the list.
And yes, I agree with that. The parks are a little bit, at least I have been finding out, the parks are getting a little harder to get into.
Yeah, we had to do some finagling because my cousin came down for a Disney vacation and we're meeting up with them this weekend. So we had to do some finagling to be able to meet. Well, you had to finagle both days.
Yes, I had to finagle
Because
both.
you got rid of your Epcot reservation for tomorrow so you could go to a park earlier in the week. We didn't end up going, and by the time that happened,
I couldn't get a park.
Epcot wasn't available. So he got a different park, and then he's going to park hop over to Epcot. And then Sunday, we couldn't get park passes for
Hollywood Studios.
So we got Epcot again, and our plan is to then park hop over to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, whatever we can do to get over to her cousins, since they're here on vacation. But the point is, it's getting a lot harder to get into these parks. So I understand what people are saying. All right, good. Now up the capacity a bit. You don't have to go to 100%, they're saying, but just capacity to make it a little easier. I think, too, a lot of people are now getting frustrated, even more so pass holders. Because
However, I was looking, and right now you have a better opportunity at getting into a park as a pass holder than you do as just a.
that changes too, almost like a day to day.
But like when I was looking, because you can pull up the the daily thing, and it usually first goes to like theme park ticket or whatever, and it was showing like absolutely no reservations or like were available. But once I clicked annual pass holder, then it popped up that there were parks available.
See, when I go
So
on it,
it's very different.
When I go on it, it's opposite. You know what I mean? It's like nothing for pass holders, and only a little bit for resorts, and then a lot more for tickets. I don't know. It's like a day-to-day thing, but I understand the frustration.
Yeah.
But either way, that's off topic. Disney is maskless, kind of.
Okay.
Like 90%.
2. You don't have anything on here. Oh, yeah, you do. Never mind. Anyway,
I know what I'm doing.
the VelociCoaster finally opened. If you want to say finally, because ever since it's been open since it soft opened,
which is still surprising to me. But maybe that was a way to keep wait times down.
I don't know. I saw pictures of
they said 180
opening day.
I saw it too. Did you see it where it went into City Walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. The line started in like City Walk.
This
or it was the end of
has
it.
Technically been open for like a month now,
A
at
month.
least as a soft opening.
So I was like hoping once grand opening came. Grand opening was the 10th. I was hoping, like, all right, they got to do something awesome because this ride has been open
Like,
every
Chris
day.
Pratt's gonna show up.
Yeah,
Or like,
something's got to happen here, but nothing happened.
no.
No, not
I
to
was
my
actually
knowledge.
kind of shocked that like none of the stars came because when Fast and Furious opened, The Rock and someone else came.
Vin?
Vin Diesel, was it the two of them?
Yeah, Vin was there.
Yeah, they showed up.
And then when Fallon opened up, it was The Rock and Jimmy.
Yeah, so but no one showed up for Jurassic World. So
I don't know. But it's officially open. It's been open. A fantastic ride. If you're
I
here,
wouldn't know.
if you're here on a vacation, make sure you make a point to do a day at Universal Islands of Adventure, and you go take your butt and go ride this ride.
As long as you're not pregnant.
Because it is the best in the world. I'm calling it. Best in the world.
Wanna ride it.
It is. Somebody asked me on our Facebook group, how comparable is it to like Mount Everest or something like that? Big, you know,
Or Hagrid's
or whatever. No.
no.
This ride is a traditional, thrilling roller coaster, times like 1,000
On steroids.
on steroids. You know what I mean?
So he says.
It's like Charlie Sheen would look at this and say, winning. You know what I mean?
I'm by winning.
Like, he would say this roller coaster has like Adonis DNA. And had like tiger blood or whatever.
Adonis, wasn't that
The Adonis Rex.
see?
Yeah,
Fits.
it fits. Go ride this ride if you can afford it. Have the time to do it. Just do it. If you take any advice from me, that's the best advice. That's the best advice I could ever give anybody.
Go ride the ride.
Anybody.
He says it's the best ride he's ever been on.
Best
whether Florida or
in the
not.
world.
You haven't been on every ride in the world.
Best in the world.
that he's been on.
Best.
Best.
Like, that ride is so gnarly.
You're just gonna keep
Like
going
90% of the ride, my butt was out of the seat because there's no shoulder harness. It's all lap barred in a sense.
Which I was a little shocked about.
I was very shocked about it, but I thought it made it even better because you were like flying out literally the whole time. Amazing.
Literally.
Amazing. Amazing.
All right, let's move on.
Move on. Best in the world.
Price increases
Oh,
everywhere.
everywhere. Price increases everywhere. It's not just the character warehouse people.
It's everywhere.
Disney has gone up in price. You know, they were talking about like those burger egg rolls went up like almost an extra like 75 cents. Which some people are like, oh, 75 cents. That's 75 cents
I
adds
don't
up.
understand. We're talking about Disney prices here, like 75 cents.
On top of that.
Yeah. A soft pretzel, a Mickey pretzel with cheese was already like $7.25, $7.50. So you're talking about increasing 75 cents and you're already over $8
I don't
for
know.
a soft pretzel.
I don't know if the pretzel got increased,
I don't know.
but
I'm just using that as
as
an
an example, yes. However, we did see prices with it's happening soon, like in the next
I feel like I'm really far away.
month or less. I talked about on the Facebook group the
can't get
Disney
over
Vacation Club points
Oh yeah, I
are
saw that. It
being
was like
raised.
$300 a point.
We're,
Ugh.
not all of them are 300, but we are going to see prices from $300 plus per point at some of these resorts. Most of them, I did have a list that had all the price increases for each DVC resort. Some were only $5, but some were exceeding
The
up to
cheeseburger-
$15.
The cheeseburger spring rolls are now $9.50. So you're talking about a spring roll. Well, it's not really a spring roll. There's meat in it.
It's like this
but
big.
yeah, it's almost $10. So yeah, 75 cents is a big deal when we're talking about Disney food.
Some people were even arguing and saying, Tony, I can't believe we're getting all excited about the DVC thing, you know. Animal Kingdom Lodge is only jumped up like an extra $6. I understand when you think about it, $6 is $6.
But that's $6 a point.
But if you look at the overall,
and you have to think, it's $6 a point. It's not just like, oh, it's an extra $6 a month. Like, no. What is the... I think Kayla's a DVC member, but isn't like the minimum number of points that you're allowed to purchase like 18? So multiply 18 by 6.
that's the extra.
And that's
you
the
are paying.
minimum from what I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But like...
We're not
you
experts
can't-
in the
yeah.
DVC.
A DVC member is not just paying or buying 1 point a month. So it's not like it's just $6 a month extra. It's $6 a point.
Yeah. That adds up, man.
That adds up.
So that's pretty wild to me. Outside of Disney, Universal has price increased as well. Now, I don't know everything that's being price increased, but some people did show me a picture while they were there. You know, they texted me that the wands have went up an extra $10 in price.
Those were already expensive.
I think they were originally for interactive $55.
I thought that was the non-interactive.
No, that's the interactive.
Oh.
The non-interactive was like only $45.
But now you're
paying $65. So I still think it's a better deal than the lightsabers, but that just depends on your fan base. Your fan base.
Well, no, it doesn't even depend on that. It's the fact that it's interactive. Your lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge, you're spending $200.
Yeah, but this is where I'm going.
And it can't do anything.
But it's going with your fan base, like how big of a fan you are, and obsessions. You know what I mean? Like
at least the wands can do something.
But when you're looking at the overall, yes, I think the wand is a better choice just because it does interact. If I'm looking at the overall and comparing the two, but still price increase. So a lot of people have said, and I kind of agree with this too, is because both Disney and Universal, their physical year is ending in October. So a lot of them are now taking advantage of the summer vacations, you know, the tourists, and upping the price to kind of make back a little bit to help out with their physical year. And then we'll probably see a price decrease. That's kind of what could happen here and what is happening. I tend to like, that makes sense because of the physical year is coming to a close. Time to recoup some of that money back. That's very possible. So the price increase is not just the warehouse. It's everything. Here, theme park related.
Kayla's giving us information about DVC. So she said that she wasn't sure what the minimum is. They bought resale, but she knows that they upped the minimum amount to get you blue card. I don't really know what blue card is, but okay, I'm assuming that's something.
Well, it has
important.
to be something.
Well, I know, but that's $150 now. Any increase for DVC is significant because, like you said, it's per point.
Per point.
We wanted to buy directly eventually so we can stay at Riviera, but they're making it harder and harder. Yeah. So it's going up.
It's everything's going up right now.
Blue card is the benefits. Oh, okay. Kind of like, so here if you're a Florida resident for annual pass holder, we have multiple options for annual pass. Well, we did have multiple options as annual passes. So I'm assuming in comparison to what you're saying with like the blue card is the benefits, that's probably one of the different tiers.
Yeah.
$65 for a wand that does nothing once you leave the park. Oh, it does something.
It's true. No, that's a true statement. Once you leave the park, it does nothing. That is a true statement. I mean, then it just becomes a decorative piece. No, I get that 100%.
It's fun to play
This is kind of why I haven't purchased one myself. You know, Lisa is a very big Harry Potter fan, so of course she got one. I was
but
on
I also
the fence.
take it with me whenever we go to the park.
I haven't bought one, even though I've been back and forth with it, but it's like kind of that reason I haven't, because what is this doing for me, you know, outside of it, and $65, you know, am I really going to use it?
Yeah, he was a little upset when I first bought it, because when I first bought it, we lived in PA, and he's like, it's gonna do nothing when we fly home. And I was like, we can tape a remote to it and make it be an interactive.
There you go. You can tape your remote control to it and figure it out that way. Price. Oh, somebody did ask as well on the group if we have noticed at the Disney Character Warehouse since the price increase, if
That was my
lines
next thing.
if lines have gone down. It was worded something like that.
Yeah, is the Character Warehouse less busy since price increases? I don't know how to answer that because one, I don't go as often as Tony, and two, like the last time we were there was Monday, so it wasn't a weekend. I feel like weekends are the best time to figure that out.
Yeah, but we're coming into summer vacation months now.
Well, that's true.
So it's a little bit harder. I don't know. I got to do more research on that. I got to do more research, so I can't really answer that right now. As right now, from what I think, I feel like it's the same, kind of.
Excuse me.
And maybe it went down a little bit, but I think that has to do more with nothing new has been coming in.
Yeah, I think it's more because of the actual merchandise itself, not necessarily price. Because like when we were there on Monday, yes, prices went up, but if you still look at like what the original price is that it's selling at the park, you are still getting like a 50% off deal in most cases. It's just that we were so used to like a 75% off deal. I think it's more the fact that there's very little new merchandise coming in. It's like the same stuff every time.
Yeah. Let's see if I can fix something real quick. Go ahead.
So, Laurel said that the Boo Bash pricing is ridiculous. It's $169, and in 2019 it was $99. Yeah, we know. We've decided we're just not even gonna go.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about Boo Bash. That's it. That's in our thing. We're gonna talk about that then.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about Boo Bash. Did that fix the lighting a little bit?
You're more picky.
Yeah, you can see me a little better now. Sorry, I was fixing the light situation. Had to talk to Echo.
Let's talk to Echo.
Had to talk to Echo. She's been a real bee lately.
And you wonder why I get so snippy with her.
She like I yell at her like every morning. You know.
You must do it softly because I was awake.
I do. I do it
I was
very
gonna
softly.
say, I was awake while you were getting ready for work
Like,
this morning, and I didn't even hear
I
you
feel
talking to her.
I feel like I'm scolding her because I like get down on my knee and I'm like pointing at her, trying to talk like very quietly.
Turn this on.
Yeah, turn that light off. Next news.
Oh, okay.
So price increase. Yes, I don't know. Warehouse. I got to do more research on that. I can't really answer that.
Universal has upped the capacity to 100%.
No capacity limit.
Well, that's not true. There's a capacity limit. It's
Well,
just at 100% capacity.
It's at 100% capacity.
So if it meets 100% capacity, that's the limit.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. There's no 35%, no more 50%, no more 70%. It didn't even reach that. I think it went 50 straight to 100. You know what I mean? There's nothing anymore at Universal.
Universal
Nothing.
is mask-free and operating at 100% capacity. We are back to pre-COVID. However, they still had like the 3-foot mark.
They still have the 3 foot because they still want you to be socially distant, which I commend them for that. We're opening, but we still want you to, maybe because they finally realized and people realize this, like, hey, get out of my bubble.
Well,
I think nobody likes that.
We're coming into summer months. I don't need, I'm going to smell bad enough as it is on my own. I don't need to smell your BO.
Oh, yes. The summer theme park body odor. We all love it.
Yes, you are right, Laurel.
What?
Disney learned during the pandemic that they can offer less for more money and people will still come and buy it.
Well, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, Universal, 100% now. That's great. I feel like I never had a problem getting into Universal.
That's because
during the whole pandemic.
That's because we didn't.
I never got turned away. They didn't do a reservation system. I thought it was very easy. Some days you were kind of like, if you were going on a holiday weekend, you were just like, okay, maybe I should leave an extra hour early. And I did that, and I would have no problems. I never had one single problem.
There were some days that it did meet capacity.
Yeah, but
if you usually if you waited till the afternoon,
You waited a couple hours and then you saw on the
You saw on the
app
app
it
that it
opened back
yeah.
up. You know, you just had to wait a little bit. So that's when you would just like hang in City Walk.
Or at home if you live
Yeah,
locally.
or at home, yeah, if you live locally. But if you're not, you City Walk, grab lunch, do something, kill some time, and it'll open it back up. I had no problems. I thought Universal did a fantastic job and is doing still a fantastic job through this whole thing. Now, I haven't been there yet since they put capacity at 100% because that was only just this week.
Yeah, we've been there since it went 100% mask free.
Yeah. But
Now it says 100% capacity.
I'll probably go next week to Universal. Maybe.
No, we're meeting my sister.
I'll do what I want. I'm going to skip that and go to Universal.
We said we were going to meet my sister.
I didn't say nothing. You said we were going to meet your sister.
Whatever.
No, I will be going there shortly, within the next 2 weeks, to see how it is, to see what the capacity even looks like. You know, because sometimes when people see 100%, I feel like there's half of the people that are like, yes, and the other half that's kind of like, boo, that's too soon, I don't want to go.
Or boo,
so,
the lines are long. My boo is more of a, oh, the lines will be back.
So it's like, I don't know. I feel that could go either way. I got to do some research, do a little recon mission, if you will. So stay tuned for that type of update. Next news.
Okay. July 1st. Fireworks return to Disney World. And let me tell you, Google was wrong.
Stupid Google.
Google was wrong. So a while ago...
Stupid
if
Google.
you Googled happily ever after fireworks, it said in parentheses July 21st, 2021 reopening. And so we decided, hey, let's go ahead. We're going to get our reservations and we're going to request off work for the 22nd because, you know, I need to sleep. And then... come to find out that it's going to reopen July 1st. Magic Kingdom, I checked today, is
100% booked.
100% booked.
Who didn't know that? As soon as everybody got word of it.
And too late for me to request
It's surprising, though, when I asked Lisa, so what day of the week is that? And
it's like a Thursday.
And when she said Thursday, I was like, that's really odd.
Well, July 21st was a Wednesday.
But still, I was like, that's still odd to me.
It's just in time for 4th of July.
So when we go back to Magic Kingdom once the fireworks go, I'm going to really take a look. How are they social distancing? Are they social distancing? How are they doing that? Because, you know, as before, everybody crowded the hub area. Actually, all of Main Street, the hub, everything was packed.
Hey, you still can't get on top of the train station.
No.
And so, that was the other popular place to watch.
Of course. So you stand up high. So I'm really curious how that's going to be. How that's going to work out. I don't know.
No idea, but they're returning. Universal had already reopened their light show or water show. Theirs was by reservation.
Yes.
Well, like virtual.
And that's Universal can't do fireworks. They're not allowed to.
Well, yeah.
They're not allowed.
And Universal is like you have to be inside their seating area to really see the water show because it's not projected on both sides.
Yeah, that's so weird to me. It's still so weird.
Like...
you have to be on the Simpson side to see it.
Correct. Whereas, like, the Disney theme parks, like, it's a larger area so they can put more people in to watch. But, yeah, it'll still be interesting how they're going to go about social distancing. If it's just going to be like a...
I can't see them letting them go free-for-all.
Well, so if you notice, prior to all of this, like when Disney first reopened and they weren't doing the parades, they were doing their cavalcades, which I think they're still doing.
I love the cavalcades.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would, but I did.
So the cavalcades are like the unannounced mini parades, is pretty much what they are. And like at Magic Kingdom down Main Street, if you were on the sidewalks, they would have like the circles. And that's kind of where they were like, oh, if you're going to stop to watch the cavalcade, like your party needs to be on that circle because they had circles socially distanced so that each party would be so many feet away from each other. But like fireworks are going to get a lot more people than the cavalcades.
It's true.
So, and it's longer.
Now, we did see in once, what was it, Shanghai or some park over there, when they were first doing fireworks, we actually could see they were showing aerials of their social distancing markers around their hub to display the fireworks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Disney here, World, is doing that same. I don't know. I don't know.
We'll find out.
I'm not going to Magic Kingdom this weekend.
Well,
I would say within the week before, they would have some sort of markers somewhere if they're doing that.
I think my sister's going to Magic Kingdom next week. I think that's where we're.
Well, we're gonna have to look. All right, we're gonna have to look for markers.
If we're at Magic Kingdom,
I'm gonna ask some cast members. I'm gonna look for markers. Ask some cast members. So that's pretty much okay. That'll be the idea of the video. That's the video right there. When we go next week, we're going to figure out how they're going to do Happily Ever After fireworks, so all of you can be prepared when you
we're gonna try.
Yeah, we're gonna try as much as I can find out, and as much as they're allowed to tell me. I can't show their face.
As they even know.
Yeah,
because with the fact that they literally just made this announcement, the cast members might not all fully be.
Because communication is so bad sometimes with Disney.
Yeah.
But that's anywhere. That's any job.
I remember
communication is always the weakest link.
I remember when they first reopened, park hopping.
Nobody knew.
Each cast member you talked to was told something different, so the information you got was completely different.
And we did a video on that. And I think in that video, we asked 3 different cast members.
Well, finally, one of them
actually got on the phone with
got on the
upper
walkie-talkie because her manager worked with the management of transportation or something.
Yeah.
And whatever, they got it figured out and were able to give us the actual information because 3 cast members told us 3 different things because they were all told something different.
Yeah. So that's not just Disney. That's any job in the world. Communication is always bad.
Communication is key, people.
Yeah. You want to run a successful business? Communication.
Communication.
Communication, people. So we're going to find out. So that's
You keep saying
dedicated.
It's definite. We're going to try to find out.
Well, I'm going to do the best I can.
Tony.
Communication. That's what I'll title it. Communication, Disney. I don't know.
How many different stories will we get from different cast members?
Yeah. How many?
Communication.
What was that game back in the day? Whisper Down the Alley
Yeah,
or something like that?
I feel like it's going to be like that.
Yeah, to see which story you start with to what you're going to end up with. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next thing. News.
Boo Bash tickets are selling out fast.
Okay, Boo Bash. So yes, everybody's
Boo Bash.
Everybody's very excited. I will not say everybody's excited. 50% of the people are excited.
I don't really care.
The other 50% says this is freaking stupid.
Me.
Okay, yeah. Actually, no.
You said communication.
As a person, I think this is a stupid idea.
Me as a robot thinks it's a great idea.
If I was a cast member for Disney, not even a cast member, if I was higher up with Disney, if I worked for them, I would say this is the best decision in the world because of the demand. Okay, the demand is so high because everybody noticed that Universal was doing their Halloween Horror Nights. Why isn't Disney doing anything? So the demand is high. Disney's like, all right, we have a pandemic going on, so what is it, 3 hours? That's it? 3 hours?
Yeah, so, okay.
3 hours, for everything is bare minimum, very minimal, and we're going to up the prices, and people are going to pay because of the demand, and they have. So this is the best business. This is amazing. If as a business person, win.
Let's go back to this whole 3-hour thing. The parties in previous years were technically really only 3 hours as well. The party technically started at 7, and usually no, I'm sorry, I lied. Usually the park closed at midnight, so that's 5 hours. But previous years, you were able, if you had bought Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween,
You get at 4.
You could come in at 4.
4 or 5 o'clock. I can't remember. 4 or 5.
For the party. It's just that the party technically didn't start till 7, and it went till midnight. Now, party still starts at 7. Park's only open till 10, but you're not even allowed in till 7 if you have your, now, obviously, if you also bought a park ticket and you have your reservation for that day, yeah, whatever. But you're not getting, and you don't get everything that you got at the previous parties. So I really don't think for the price that it's worth it, which is why I won't do it.
I'm not telling anybody what to do.
I am. Don't do it.
I mean,
do what you want. It's your money, but don't do it.
Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. So, if anybody knows me, I am a sucker, and I love when I go on Twitter and Universal takes jabs at Disney. Disney.
Well, they've been doing that this entire pandemic.
So, and I'm in love with that. Disney doesn't do it. Disney is like that. The bigger man. They won't do it.
We're family friendly. We're not gonna make comments or whatever. Universal, on the other hand, is like, oh, this is fun. Let's poke the sleeping giant.
So I am in love with that. Those who know me on our Facebook group, I copy these and show people because I just think they're funny. Anyways, I forget what it was. I'd have to go back on Twitter or something like that. But it was pretty much because Universal is doing their Halloween Horror Nights this year, right?
Universal announced that a while ago that
they're doing it.
We are doing our Halloween Horror Nights, and they're doing it not like last year. Last year was pandemic year, so
Halloween Horror Days.
It was more like Halloween Horror Days. You didn't have to pay extra. They only had 2 houses. That was it. They're going back to pre-pandemic Halloween Horror Nights where you got to pay extra for the event. They have 5 or 6 houses plus the walkthroughs.
And the Twitter thing, the joke, the jab was. I don't, this isn't a word for word, but this is a roundabout. It was something like more houses, same hours, same price. You know what I mean? It didn't change. They didn't decrease. They didn't increase the price. The hours weren't increased. The hours didn't decrease. This is exactly the same Halloween Horror Nights. Days, times, more houses, price is the same. And this is where Universal takes a jab.
Tries to get Disney's business. It's just kind of like when Disneyland canceled all of their annual passes. Their annual pass holders got emails and whatnot saying that their passes would be canceled right away. And Universal got on Twitter right away and was like, "We love our pass holders.
Hey, pass holders, we love you."
Yeah,
and I was boom.
Because that's how they. I love it. It's just funny.
Love the Universal Twitter jabs. I love them. I don't know. They crack me up. They are amazing. Yes, Cindy did get Boo Bash tickets. This is our first time going to Halloween. And Brianna loves Halloween. It went away.
Yeah, Brianna loves Halloween, so they're doing it.
That's awesome.
They're doing it to do it.
You will have to let us know, Cindy, what you think once that happens, and keep everybody posted because maybe there's something I miss. Kayla, you have to keep us posted as well.
In September, so she said the prices were a lot. Well, that's usually the case too. Even in previous years.
Time frame.
August, September was always better priced than October.
Of course, because once you come closer to the Halloween time, everything.
And that was kind of the same even with Halloween Horror Nights
was the same.
If you went earlier in the season, it was cheaper than going.
Yeah, so we used to always go early in the season because of the cheaper, and plus Halloween Horror Nights on the weekend of Halloween was terrible. I'd see pictures and I mean packed. People think that Disney's Mickey Not So Scary was always packed. I don't think you guys realize Universal. Maybe because like this is like adult. This is like
Well, and I think that's the
traditional
other thing, like,
horror houses.
Disney's Mickey Not So Scary Halloween is exactly what it is. It's not so scary.
As
And
Universal
it's kind of more of like a party for the kids.
yeah, but Universal
for the
is
parents, but
very traditional,
Like they have
scary.
They will not stop you from bringing in young children, but they make it
Parental
very
advisories.
very well known that 14 and older is what they recommend, or
Yeah.
12 and older.
13, anywhere between 12 and 14.
Something
over
like that.
something.
Like, they do not recommend that you bring your child, because if you're from the state of PA and you live by Dorney Park and you had that stupid no boo necklace for your kid that ruined everything for the people that that were paying money to get scared, Universal doesn't offer that. You bring your 5-year-old and they don't care. They will jump out, they will chase them, and you can deal with the nightmares later that night.
Yeah, they're not going to apologize if they scared your child. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like, boo! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Then that's your fault for bringing your 5-year-old.
You might get a tissue to wipe those tears, but that's about it.
And you're not going to get it from the cast member.
No.
Or the team member.
Team members. Next news.
Disney World seeing spike in visitors with concealed weapons.
Yes, there is a huge increase with concealed weapons being brought to Disney World. Mainly Disney Springs.
All
There
right.
has been, at least so far from what I've been reading, this year, 12 or 13 arrests.
Okay, so people like to argue this. Well, I have my license to carry a concealed weapon. And that's good for you if you have that. However, Disney is private property. People often forget that. They think it's just public property. Like, Disney is private property. You pay them to get in. You must follow their policies. And one of their policies is no a
firearms.
little kid can't even bring in a toy sword.
Yeah. No.
So, like, they're not going to let you bring in your concealed weapon.
So from what I've been reading and what these people who have been arrested, from what they've been saying was, I understand that, like, for those who conceal and you always have it, sometimes you may not realize that it's
If
still
it is
on
something
you.
that you always carry around,
Yeah.
you might forget.
And there's been a lot of those incidents, and that's what Disney said. That's the majority of what they are. But still, they have to take action because you're bringing it on a private property, no weapons, and you just don't know what you're going to do. So
They don't know
police, yeah, they don't know you. So police are obviously going to get called. You're going to go through this whole headache of a thing. And I believe that could be the case because I mean,
I don't carry a concealed weapon, but I often think about even like something as simple as my phone that I have on me all the time. And there are times where like I'm holding my phone, but because it's just something that's so natural to me, that I'm like looking at Tony, I'm like, where did I put my phone? Where did I put my phone? Like I'm looking for it as I'm holding it. So like I do think that there are probably those
There's a
people
lot of those.
that are carrying it, and if it's something that they have on them at all times, they probably do forget that they have it at times. So I don't.
yeah. So I mean, but there has been.
But you still can't bring it on Disney.
Yeah, you can't bring it. There's signs. There's it's all over. So please, if you carry, that's fine. I don't care.
But you still can't carry it on Disney.
Just leave it in the car. Check everything before you get out of your car. You know, make sure you know.
Kind of like how you check the house before you leave that you have everything on you.
Before you get in,
Before you leave the car, check that you
have nothing on you.
no concealed weapons.
Yeah, because you don't want the headache, man. You don't want the headache, because like I said, they're gonna call people in, you know, and then you're gonna be probably in rooms for hours talking to police officers. You don't need that. You
Because
don't
they're
need
gonna
that.
go, well, why would you think you would need to bring that to the happiest
Yeah.
place on earth?
It's
And
just
the
gonna
place
be
where dreams come true.
It's not a good idea. Just if you just double check and make sure.
Pat yourself down.
Pat yourself down before the police do. Next.
All right.
But I did think that was very interesting, going back to that for a second. I thought it was
Yeah,
like,
like-
wow, that was really high. Like, because last year it was only like 5 or
You know
6
what I
arrests.
think it is?
But so far, we're like halfway through the year and we're at like 12 or 13 so far.
People are so... I think just like
And it makes sense, and I think it really is the whole forgetful thing because majority of these are at Disney Springs. These aren't the theme parks.
Yeah, they're not the
There are
theme
some
parks.
that were theme parks, but it's the majority is Disney Spring, which is a shopping center.
yeah.
You know. Okay, next. I just wanted to say it a little bit. Just wanted to say it.
Just wanted to say,
Yeah.
Loki is a huge success. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched it yet.
Lisa's not allowed to watch Loki yet because she is finishing up her MCU journey. I finished mine, all 23 or 24 movies.
Anytime there's a movie with Loki, I wonder how many times he's going to, quote, die and then magically not be dead. And then anytime we're watching a different movie that doesn't have him in it and someone dies, I look at him and I go, so are they going to pull a Loki? Or are they, like, actually dead?
He's the god of mischief. Loki, of course, did fantastic. I think everybody knew that. I don't know if Disney knew that, but Loki is one of the most, or is the most loved in the MCU universe.
I think
Probably because of his mischief.
I was going to say, because he's not, as I was trying to figure out in the beginning, he's not good, he's not bad, he's not evil, he is, but he's not, but he is. He's dead, but he's alive.
He's like a quadruple agent. You know what I mean? He's pretty much Loki's for Loki.
He's
you know what
like
I mean?
that terrible toddler. You love them, but they get into a lot of trouble.
He's Loki is for Loki. And he'll be good and he'll be bad, whatever serves his purpose. You know, that benefits
He'll
him.
die, but he'll be alive. And
So it wasn't surprising to me when I saw the numbers. I forget those numbers. You can look them up. But the numbers were so... I mean, it was like night and day, the numbers. They weren't even close to when Falcon and Winter Soldier came out. These numbers broke that ridiculously. Loki is a big success. We're only 2 episodes in, and they are going fantastic. And let me say, I am loving Owen Wilson in this. I love him as an actor in general, and when I heard that he was going to be on Loki, I was like, him, more of a serious role, but it's not a serious role too much. But I think he's playing this role very well, and I am just loving Owen Wilson. I can't get into spoilers. I can't really talk about it too much because Lisa's finishing up her MCU.
we watched Thor last
You
night.
watched Thor Ragnarok last
I
night.
like that one.
So you have 4 more movies to go.
I just
That's
like
it.
how excited Thor got when he saw the Hulk.
Ye-
Yay! I know him. We're friends from work.
Loki, look who it is. Loki's like, I gotta get off this planet.
And when we watched Black Panther, I liked his sister. She had some sass to her.
The sassy sister.
Yeah.
She is
She was very sassy.
She's pretty funny. But now you're gonna get into the good stuff. I mean, it's all been good. But you got 4 more movies to go after tonight, if you want to watch tonight.
I watched one of
Which will be, her movie is Ant-Man versus the Wasp. Yes. And then we have 3 more after that. 3 more movies after.
And then I got like a lot of TV shows.
And then I
within
told
this
her
Marvel
it's up to her who you want to follow. Are we going to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, or you want to keep up with Loki
or WandaVision.
or WandaVision?
Because we haven't done that one yet either.
I said you have till July 9th because that's when Black Widow comes out.
There's too many. How am I going to get this figured out?
I said MCU just never ends. It's never ending until probably like they all die. That's it.
Will Loki ever die?
Never.
Because he's alive.
'Cause
But he's dead.
Loki is alive in all of us. He's alive in everything. He's in every being.
Anyway.
Moving on. Loki's amazing. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it. But watch the MCU movies first, or at least all. If you don't want to watch all 23, 24 of them, to understand what's going on with Loki, you have to at least watch all the movies that Loki is in. You have to understand, so you're going to be completely lost. Completely, 100%.
Well, you have to do that anyway, because if you decide, like, had I not seen any of the other ones, and then I went right to Thor Ragnarok,
You'd have been so you
I
wouldn't know
would
what's
have been
going on.
confused.
You'd be like, "Oh, that was a good movie, but I don't know what was going on." So you have to know.
Anyway, last thing on our news
Oh, this is the last, and then we're done.
is that Universal Aventura reopened.
Yes, that is a beautiful resort.
It's shaped like a fidget spinner.
Yes, it actually is.
It is a fidget spinner.
Um,
You have your center, and then you have your 3 hallways
that's true.
throughout the entire.
It's a very nice resort. It's not, I wouldn't call it a deluxe. It's not expensive, but it's not valued. It's kind of moderate.
It's probably your higher up moderate if you're comparing it to a Disney moderate. I
probably consider, if I had to compare this
I
to a
would
Disney
compare
resort.
it to so I think
The French Quarter?
No. I think technically
Coronado?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think technically the Copper Creek No, that's a deluxe.
No.
The cabins.
You would compare that to the
Fort Wilderness,
cabins?
hold on, are considered moderate, but they're some of the pricier moderate ones.
I would consider this more the French Quarter, my opinion.
Price-wise, though, I don't know.
Price-wise, I would say French Quarter.
Listen,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, it's really nice.
It's like you're moderate.
You have your own boat taxi and everything to the park. It's very close. You can walk. You can take the boats. Definitely an awesome resort to check out. If you're in City Walk at Universal, you can walk to Aventura. I would suggest do it and just walk around, take a look around. If it's something that you may be thinking of getting a room.
Skytop bar.
Yes, which is awesome.
We've
actually
gone there.
That is awesome.
Freaks me out.
You can get close to the plexiglass and you just look out, but you are really tall up there. But so if you're afraid of heights,
which is why
don't drink and go to the plexiglass.
I am
You'll
not
freak yourself
afraid
out.
of heights. I'm afraid of falling from that height. And I'm fine when I'm up there, but once you get me to that plexiglass, I start freaking out because I can see I-4 way down below. I don't want to fall.
It's a beautiful resort. I still like Cabana Bay better.
Cabana Bay was pretty awesome.
Look, that's still like my favorite in those price ranges. I would have to say, I love Cabana Bay. Maybe because it had the whole Scarface feel. Like every time I go on that property, I think of Scarface, the movie. I don't know why. I just do. And that's the way it is. And that's the way it is. Well, that is the news that we have. That is all the news that I am pretty sure that is up to date right now for both Universal and Disney World. Like I said, this is a day-by-day thing, so I'm sure like tomorrow I'll be like, oh, wait, there's more. You know what I mean? More new things happening. We will be at the parks this weekend. Lisa's family, cousins are in town.
Yeah.
So we will be at the parks all weekend. Having a blast. We'll be doing the Character Warehouse as well this weekend.
When?
Probably Sunday.
I thought we had to go to your parents.
Probably tomorrow.
You're going to make me get up early tomorrow?
Yeah, sure, why not? Heck it.
But I didn't sleep well last night.
Oh, well, that sucks. Maybe we'll go tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a warehouse video out tomorrow. I don't know. We'll be doing all that stuff this weekend. So we hope you guys have a great weekend too. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, even if it's just...
Happy Father's Day?
Oh, yes. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Sunday.
I got my very first Father's Day present. I left it at work. I just thought about that now when you said Happy Father's Day. I was about to say, oh, my work gave me my first Father's Day gift. I left it at work. It was pretty much cans of Starbucks coffee. Not like to drink, but it had the grounds. So it better still be there when I come in Monday.
We should probably check the mail because Mom sent all of us Mother's Day cards.
Yeah.
That's what the Dunkin' Donuts was.
I was so confused when my boss, she gave me this brown bag. She was brown bagging it. And
brown bagging it.
She gave me this brown bag.
Belly. It's a big belly, guys.
Yeah, it's big. There's a baby in there.
It's big.
And she gave me a brown bag, and I was like, what the heck is this? She's like, Happy Father's Day. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I am a father.
So when I had to work on Mother's Day, but my lead gave me a little flower.
A little flower? Oh, I got coffee.
I didn't keep it alive, though. I'm really bad with keeping plants alive.
We turn them into potpourri. My work knows me so well. Coffee.
Yeah.
Just get them coffee.
Coffee's safe.
Watching Aquaman. Movie aesthetically is good. Aquaman in general sucks. That's my opinion. That's very harsh. I never liked Aquaman. I thought he was boring. His character's boring. I think he just sucks out of all the characters. Aesthetically, the movie is good, though. But the character, the superhero, just stupid. It's just stupid. All right, guys. We will see you next time. Keep updates on some videos coming out this week. Like I said, weekend, Disney World, and Character Warehouse. And then we'll try to get over to Universal at some point. Not this weekend, but soon enough.
We'll see.
We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Bye. Vlog.
Finito.